We've been hearing a lot about the recent speech by Mark Miller and the changes in the immigration policies, and everyone seems to be freaking out. What are these immigration changes? What is going on with Canada? And I'm really confused about what should I do. These are the things that I'm hearing a lot, in the last few days. So today I'm creating this video to break down to you in simple terms about what exactly is going on. What is the new immigration policy announcement and how it is going to affect you. Salut, I'm Akshara and I cleared the TEF Canada exam in 13 months from scratch. And I have created this channel to specifically talk about the French language, TEF TCF Canada exam, and the Canadian immigration through French proficiency. Today, we are diving deep into the major updates in Canadian immigration policies for 2025 to 2027. This includes all of the big changes that is going to be affecting the students, work permit holders, and the permanent residency aspirants. And I have the major key insight for you. Learning French could be your best move right now. In fact, Canada has set specific goals to increase the French proficiency or the Francophone immigration outside of Quebec region. So grab a notebook and let's unpack these updates together with real facts and stats and help you with your journey. Before we dive into the video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out any new content that I will be posting. And with that, let's dive right into the video. Let's start by breaking down what exactly has changed. Just this past October in Ottawa, Canada's government announced a new immigration plan, which is designed to, slow down the pace of population growth and to sort of ease on the pressure of housing and social services. So here is like the rough outline. First thing is majorly the reduction in permanent resident targets. This is huge because the Canadian government has lowered its permanent residency target. So far, every year, Canada intended to invite about 500,000 new immigrants into the country to give them PR. But now the numbers look pretty much like this. They have reduced it to 395,000 for 2025 and 380,000 for 2026, and by 2027 they want to invite only about 365,000 new people to give them permanent residency. So this basically is for the larger plan to ease on the housing supply, that is basically projected by the end of 2027 is that there will be only about 670,000 housing units because of the controlled immigration. So as you can see, if the number of people that they are going to be giving permanent residency decreases almost by let's say 20%, it is going to be a large significant difference for us. And that's the major deal as of now, because everybody is fearing that now there are going to be lesser number of people who are going to be getting the PR card or becoming the permanent resident. Next, next major change is going to be on the temporary resident limit. In the recent years, about 60% of all the newcomers were temporary residents, including, your international students, temporary foreign workers. This rapid increase has created a huge challenge for Canada, and now they are also putting a cap on the temporary permits. This includes, they're also starting off new limits on the student permit and also severely new restrictions on the work permit for graduates in partnership programs and all of those sorts. So you might have heard about how starting from November 1 the way of applying for work permit and the categorization as well as the number of years is going to be very varied from applicant to applicant. Next thing is the increased Francophone admission. At least in that sense, it's a very good thing for us who are planning or already studying French, because it essentially means that the Canadian government has committed to increase the number of French speaking immigration. And they have an aim of nearly 30,000 Francophone newcomers in just 2025 alone, which will be about 8.5% of the entire admission. And by 2026, they want to increase this target to 9.5%. And by 2027, they want about 10% of the total new admission to be just Francophone. So this essentially means that they want to promote and ensure the language is preserved, and they will be creating more opportunities. And this is a great news for everybody who is already in the process of learning the language, because it gives them a benefit and a sure short way into the Canadian permanent residency out framework. Next, let's talk about what is the kind of impact it will have on students. Let's focus on international students, which is like the major heart of many of these changes. First, like I said, there is going to be a cap on student permit. They have introduced a cap on international students, the number of people that are going to be coming in on the student permit, and basically introduce stricter requirements like provincial attestation letters and also limited access to work permits for graduates. These changes are already effective, and in the first 9 months of 2024, there was a 43% drop in new student arrival compared to 2023. And now let's talk about how French can be used as an advantage for the international students. For students considering Canada, there's definitely an undeniable advantage if you speak French. For example, there is a list of Francophone accepted countries which is there on the IRCC website, and if you are coming in from those countries, you will be getting a lot more benefits as a Francophone student. So there would be a greater chance of securing study permit, because they are wanting to bring in more of the French speaking students outside of the Quebec region. Next, after the international students, the major chunk is going to be your postgraduate work permit. All the people who are finishing their study permit will always, apply for the work permit. In previous years, it was relatively simple for students to get a PGWP, but now only graduates in a high demand fields like healthcare, trade, they are basically being prioritized. Speaking French, however, can add a competitive edge for you as it aligns with the country's francophone targets. So improving your chances of securing these permits will be a lot higher. So even if you are a student currently, you're an international student, if you start learning French right this moment, you will be at a better place to get the PGWP as compared to somebody who doesn't speak French. And let's talk about how these changes exactly affect those applying for work permit. First thing is skilled workers are prioritized. Canada's labor shortages in sectors like healthcare, trade, STEM is getting really severe, and now that means that the applicants who are in these fields will be prioritized. So they are also tightening temporary foreign work permits, and French speaking applicants, on the other hand, and other fields will also have an advantage. So, if you are in any of these sectors, you are going to be prioritized, and your life for getting study permit will be a little easier. Now, coming to the major part, how is pathway to permanent residency for somebody who's already in Canada looking like? First thing is, there is always going to be a prioritization of the Canadian experience. Over, I think, 40% of the new PR spots will be sort of reserved for the temporary residents who are already in Canada, such as international workers and the students. This in Canada focus approach basically is to make sure that people who are already having an experience here are given priority. So French speaking applicants who are already in Canada will have even more stronger chance, given the fact that the government specific targets for francophone immigration is completely in place. Next, of course, we have the economic immigration streams, like provincial nominee program and CEC will now also prioritize applicants who are working in Canada and filling the critical labor needs, such as, like I said, healthcare and trade. And francophone applicants will also have these added points in the selection process in these programs, because especially if they work in the regional areas outside of the major cities. And apart from this, provincial nominee program also boosts for francophone applicants. Many provinces are basically increasing their selection points for the French speaking applicants in their nominee program. Basically, this means that the French speaking PR applicants, especially those committing to live outside of the major urban cities, they will have an advantage alone as well. In 2025 specifically, near 30,000 French speaking immigrants are targeted to settle across Canada, which is also growing to a 10% of the share of the total immigration by 2027, like I mentioned earlier. So where does all of this, stats and all of the information that I basically provided leave us? This goes on to say that the government is tightening all of the other, different programs and streams. They're tightening all of the, requirements and basically promoting French. They are making French pretty much the only sure shot way to be able to apply for PR, and of course even the work permit, because if you speak French already you would be at a better chance to get the work permit as well, and for the number of years as well. So all in all, the whole deal here is they are reducing the number of people that they want to bring into the country. And mind you, all of these new immigration policies are initiated by the current government, and in my opinion the Trudeau government is pro immigration. So if the conservatist party comes into picture, then the whole scheme is going to change when it comes to the immigration policies. So all in all, what I would like to say in this video is that if you want to study, work, or become a PR in Canada, French is going to be your golden ticket, right? So if you are looking for different ways and you are considering learning French, right now is the right time to go, because they're also reducing the number of people that they want to bring into the country, and you need to be at an edge, and French is definitely the edge for you in Canada. So I would say this has to be your action plan as of now. So basically start with studying French. I have created so many valuable videos on this channel which can help you get an understanding of what the whole process can look like. Deep dive into it and start taking the leap to learn the French language right from today. And this is going to be the most straightforward and safe way for you to aim for permanent residency, because you have the entire control over your PR process as compared to all of the other streams. If you feel like you don't know how to begin or what to do, you can schedule a session with me, a free consultation call where I will be able to provide you personalized guidance based on your situation. I will leave the link in the description below, and let's get connected. So, this was all about the recent changes in the immigration policy and how it can affect you. If you have any further questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you found this video helpful. I hope I was able to break down the immigration policy and help you understand in the most easiest way possible. And I think that's pretty much it for this video. Good luck on your French learning journey, and I'll see you in the next one. A bientôt!